And it seems Honor's again opted here not even to leave spawn. As the knives fly out, 2 dropping 4 power very quickly in Rio, down for insert org. Technically, even as at the moment as Ono is wait, he is back now. Okay, he is in this game. Paradox saying ... or ... as he has one coming in behind him, and he needs to watch out before being taken out. Koji lands the frag onto Froster. Paradox is going to have one of his own as he takes out Ono. Some scope on scope action with knives. Froster calling 6-7, and I will say I have noticed a slight amount of lag. Nothing I'd complain about personally, but oh well. Every man to his own. And Rio calling lag binds. And bind K Oricon, so there you go, there's the bind so that everyone cannot lag themselves. I hope that doesn't happen though. I really hope that doesn't happen. And we have a shout out to Fighter, Dog1, I think Dog1, Dogon, and Sync from Ionic. It's a nice friend. It's always nice to hear your friend shouting you out on stream. It's like, oh, my friend cares about me. I have friends. I'm not forever alone sitting here casting a game all by himself. But it's okay. I'm not complaining. I'm just saying, you know, everyone's allowed to have their opinion. And we will see Power starting here on the defensive side on strike in this full poker challenge. We're on the second map. First map went 13-9 to Power Gaming on Crossfire. No opening frags, no opening nades. It still absolutely astounds me that none of these fly out. And Jermaine will start us off here on this map, taking out King. And Rio coming out here with his team, or helping his team out, taking out Paradox. Frost tagging up a player in that B shops. Jermaine coming out with the second one of the round, taking out Labishmir. Tokshay finally replying for his team, taking out Chibi. And we have Labishmir, also known as Froster and Labishmir, versus Jermaine, Rio, Koji and Ono. And Jermaine going for the hat-trick in the opening round as Koji comes out just behind him, taking out the last player for Power Gaming. Now, I always like starting off the maps with the scopes. I always enjoy seeing how they like to play their game. And it seems Honor's been made the bomb bitch. He will be taking that bomb. He has dropped it for his teammate. Probably a little miscommunication area. And he's opted to go for the nades and waited out a bit. Chibi's gotten in there into the A start, taking out Eric, and he's actually all the way onto the A bomb. Now Honor's going to be able to peek it and pick off Labishmir very nice and quickly. He has spotted the scope, but Paradox gets the better of him. King going with a frag onto Jermaine. Paradox coming out with a second frag onto Chibi. Now Enrico takes out King just as Paradox throws a flash. So no doubt that he's flashed beyond his wits. Paradox is just laying down here behind these barrels, and I don't know if he's been spotted or not. But he has been spotted, and now Paradox is going to move towards this bomb. He is last man standing against Enrio and Koji, and Rio's going to peek up on the bomb just after faking it, and he will take out Paradox there, and it's 2-0 in very quick succession to insert Org. It seems that they're starting off here on the right foot. Let's take it off here with Enrio, who is the actual bomb bitch for insert Org, and it seems we have a split and pick. And I always like that kind of gameplay, you know, just literally going for the picks and, you know, forcing the other team into a corner. Paradox is going to open up onto Koji as he's on that B site, and Rio should have spotted him. He hasn't actually spotted him, and King's going to pick off Enrio as he's just by the B car. Paradox has made his way into the B shops, just as you saw there on Rio's screen. Labishmir is going to get the frag onto Ono. That's an SMG onto Scope. It's slightly misfortunate, and we have Froster here taking out T3000, sorry. And last man standing is Chibi here for the insert org side. He started with his 1v5 train, taking out Tokshay, but Paradox is going to come in from behind, taking out Chibi. That's a 2-man for Paradox that round. And he's picked it up a bit since the last match. On 3 runs, he's already got 4 kills. Let's go into the SMGs. Labishmir that had that 7 frags in 3 rounds. Or 4 runs, sorry, I should say. So, nothing that Paradox still can't match. He's going to wait for this nade. He's going to hit the flash over statue. And he has been spotted moving into that A site. But you shouldn't worry about it too much, as there's no insert org players pushing into that site. And Rio and Koji are going to go open up this round, taking out King and Tokshay. The gameplay slowed down a bit. Power need to regain their thinking strategy and say, right, so where are we going to cover? How are we going to do this? How are we going to bring this back? Meanwhile, insert org are thinking, right, so where were these players? Which site's going to be easier to push? And let's have a look here. As we see the insert org side in a pretty much line down the middle of the map, and they're probably going to cause the split to happen between these 3 players. Let's flick over here to Paradox as he's been nestled into a situation. He has spotted the scope. He's going to miss the shot though, and one's going to come in front of him. Now let's switch over to, I was going to say Jermaine, but he's unfortunately taken a bullet to the chest from Frost's AK. And Paradox lands the frag onto Chibi, but the bomb's going to be able to go down. I don't think there's any nades left unless Paradox has kept his. And no nades comes out, and Ria gets that bomb down. And that's Paradox and Lubishmir versus... Oh, sorry, Paradox and Froster against Rio and Koje and Ono. Koje shutting down Eric. And now last man standing for the power side is Paradox. He's got that SMG in hand. He'll also have his scope. But I think he's going to need a little bit more than that. Maybe add some luck in there, as he has got these 3 players around him, and Koje will finish him off. And that is now 3-1 in favor of Insert Org. And darn it, if only Koje or Enria had won this frag, it would look so cool. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Anyway, enough rambling. Let's not ramble. We'll follow on to Koje there. Last man to get the frag of that round. And see if he's the first man to open up. Both the scopes getting a frag of their own. AKs, in fact, as well as Enria and King drop. Seems Koje has made this mission, this push onto the mid shops. Shots flying into that A site. No one to drop from it though, and again we have the gameplay slow down. So it seems that fast first pace action, and then slow down a bit, some more action, slow down, some more action. As we see these 2 players, sorry, the 2 Insert Org players trying to push in here into this front A site. We have one on Garage and Chibi in A. And Chibi's the man I want to follow. There is one behind that wall. He hasn't spotted him just yet. And if I were him, I'd spray through that wall. I'm always one to spray through that B-Bin's wall, as there's generally always a player there. Come on, Chibi, just spray it. Paradox is going to land the frag onto Ono. Coming out on top for that one. Lubishmir peeks at the opportune time to take out Chibi. And just like that, the tides have turned from an even Stevens down to 2 versus 4. And let's see what Jermaine can do here. He has spotted the one on the single palms. He has tagged him in the head, but not enough for a kill. Jumps on the 2 and takes out Froster, and he will be able to come around here. Oh, but Lubishmir pulls out that deagle and finishes him off. And Lubishmir will go for the second one onto Koje. Good play there from Lubishmir on that single palm, holding down that A site. And just playing it really well in the end. Let's go on to King. Man with AK. And now we have Fighter with a shout out back to Ionic as Paradox lands the headshot onto Chibi. King spraying away into that B-link area, making sure that no one can cross the street onto B. They don't want to give away that B site, as in my opinion it's the more difficult of the 2 to reclaim. And King has spotted one in mid, but he's not going to go for it. He'd rather just wait it out. And Jermaine's sitting there on the mid shop behind that sandbasket. Sandbag takes out King. Paradox with a revenge frag though onto Jermaine's head, saying you can shoot my play with a couple of shots, but all I need is 1 bullet through your head, and you are down. And now it's 2 versus 1. King down for power, Chibi and Jermaine down for Insert Org. Now let's have a look. Let's see where they're going to go with this. And we see a B push formulating here from the Insert Org side. And we have Talkshow sitting on the B shop, so he'll be the first man to meet up with anyone. If he does spot someone, lies. Froster goes on to Enria, and that was in that mid shops area. And now we'll probably have on in the B shops. Talkshow peeks around, takes out the man in bins. He sprays down into that link, but there's no one there. And a feather may have dropped, as he is pretty much dead sure that there's someone there. But Ono sprays away onto that B link, and that'll give away his position. And he sprays to the wall. I think he landed a couple of deagles there, but Eric will come in from the side with an AK and take out Ono. And now it's all up to 3-3. Power bringing those 2 rounds back, literally uncontested. I won't say uncontested, I lie. They fought for it. They played hard for it. Instead of just didn't just hand it over. Going to Enria, yeah, he's got the bomb in hand. He's got his nades out. Again, opening nades. Frosted dying to a car. I don't really think that counts as a nade. Naria's going to get the revenge frag onto King though. Or at least reply frag on it. Trying to get that jump shot. And in the end, only hurting himself as he falls. And Ria making sure that Toksha is nowhere near the site. As we have the good old Pro Mod 11 throwing us the 3 Lubishmirs. And Rio still peeking around here. It seems that he's like unsure about it. He just doesn't want to peek out. He doesn't want to risk it. But he's going to do it, and he's just going to run straight for those bins. Make sure he's going from cover to cover. Because as long as he's behind something, he shouldn't be able to be shot. And Paradox is going to land the shot into Jermaine. And that's man down on B shops. It seems Rio is sitting here mid with bomb to make sure that a rotate is available. Rio spraying through that double palms wall. Toksha landing the shot into Chubi. Now we have Ono and Rio versus 4 players for Power Gaming. And it seems Rio is going to make this rotate from that bomb in mid. He's going to see if he can take it A, hoping that the Power players had rotated towards the B site. He's going to jump on this car. He doesn't spot anyone from the start. He has made some noise on the car. And I believe that'll be Labishmir in that cafe. Some shots fly out. And Labishmir does actually get tagged up. Maria peeking back, tagging his teammate in the back. And this could be crucial as Labishmir will make it easier for Labishmir to land the frag onto Ono. And Maria now coming out there with a legal, but does not manage to land anything. So Labishmir finishes him off. And that was an unfortunate round, an unfortunate way to end that round, as Labishmir finished them off. And it seems Paradox has really changed his ways. Going over the CV jump, and I always like to see some action here. He's not going to spot anything. As again we have this insert or going for the split. He's seen one on B. Throws out a couple of shots here, but he won't be able to land anything. He's trying to make the jump out onto B lane. And he has been spotted by, I believe that's Jermaine. Honor's already gone down early in the round. So let's scope down for insert org. Sheepy's going to land the frag onto Labishmir. King getting the reply though onto Kojay. And he loved Paradox just missing that nade as it comes in onto his position. And it seems insert org have opted here for the A site. Let's jump over to King here. He's going to have an opportune covering position onto his team. In case anyone moves in on the site. And we see these two players from insert org moving in. King will find one any second now. As he does spot him, and that's probably his Jermaine, but he hasn't landed the frag, and if Jermaine wants, he can just peek around and shut him down. Paradox landed the frag onto Chibi, and Jermaine does, as I say. He just peeks around the corner, shutting down King. Coming out on top of that battle with the AKs. And now, Rio and Jermaine against Paradox, Tokshay, and Froster. And I can't say this is any easy combo to win. The bomb has gone down. Now let's see if they can hold it. They only need to hold it for 39 seconds. And Rio lands the first frag there onto Froster. He's got Paradox here to his side. He's spraying through that wall. Oh, Tokshay making it away with his life. Oh, sorry. Rio making it away with his life as Tokshay takes him up from the side. Jermaine here taking out the frag onto Paradox. Now last man standing is Tokshay. He's tagged up as Rio there jumping over the wall. He lands the first frag onto Jermaine. And 1 versus 1, they're right next to each other. It's going to be very crucial as it's going to... Oh, brilliant frag there from Enrio as Tokshay jumps over there. Enrio taking up the bullets but saying no way. Shuts him down midair. And that'll be the round to insert org as they actually make it even now 4-4. I think that could have been a very crucial round in the score difference. You know, either a 5-3 or a 4-4. Now we'll see Honor here as he tries to make that jump onto the back of Cafe. He hasn't made it, but no player's pushed up, so he doesn't have to worry about giving his player's position too much. Koj's going to open up the round, taking out King. Tokshi's going to land the AK frag onto Chubi. 1 man down a piece. Honor's going to bring out that nade. He's going to try and take out the double pump, or single pump, but that won't be so. And Rio getting tagged up by Scope, and it's being called as Honor rotates quickly into that mid area to try and shut down the opposing Scope. And again, Paradox being tagged up now this time, as his teammates land some shots onto him. And Ono still here on this back cafe, still looking to push in a direction. It seems that the team is pretty much unsure. They still have that bomb in that neutralized mid position to be able to take it A or B. And it seems they're just trying to get picks wherever they can at the moment. They know there's 2 players in A. They know there's 2 players in B. But it's just about which one they can pick first. And Rio getting tagged up heavily. Koja taking a few bullets himself. Ono landing the frag down to Eric. And now Paradox gets the car frag onto Enrio. Really unfortunate for him. And now Labishmir is laying down here on this taps area, just making sure that he plays it safe. Ono getting tagged up as they move across the bomb site. Ono landing a great frag here onto Tokshay. But Labishmir still in this opportune position. If they go for the A site, they're really going to struggle to get it down. Ono landing a second one here onto Paradox. And that's going to be a B rotate, as now they know that the B players are down. I mean, Paradox was the one to keep it down on B. Smoking up the wall, making sure that he can't get pushed.
Explosives.
Bomb goes down. We'll see both of these players split up heavily to make sure if the player gets a frag on the one side that it's not going to be easy to take out the second player as well. And Koja is hiding behind this table. Let's see what Labishmir is doing. He's going to be able to peek around this corner, but Ono might be watching him on those flower stairs. He's going to try and move into the bomb. Let's see what Ono's watching. Ono's watching this B shops area, expecting him to push on the B side. But either way, we'll be able to kill the bomb plant as his teammates in that B site. Labishmir pushing all the way up here. He's got 15 seconds left on the clock, 14 seconds. And he's going to make the run here, but Honors will be shutting him down in the back as he tries to make his way back to the bomb. And that's a 1-round advantage in favor of insert org. Still in the fight here. By no means out. They still have a third map to play if they want to. So, unless Power win a couple of rounds here, insert org can completely still win this one back and knock Power out of this matchup. And we will see Jermaine pushing up fast here. He does land a couple of tags onto Lubishmir. Not enough to finish him though. And he has spotted a second one here on the tap. He's spotted the first guy and the second guy. He's tagged up Eric. Chibi's going to finish him off. Chibi stealing his frags again. No doubt that's a +6 for Jermaine. He's going to be slightly annoyed, but he will land a frag here onto King. And they've taken this A site by absolute storm. Jermaine going with another one here. And again onto Paradox and Toxj. My word, Jermaine. An absolute animal. 2 assists and 3 kills. There's nothing stopping this man. Let's follow onto Paradox. No one was doing that mid peak, and I'm pretty sure everyone would love to see him get a frag, but I doubt the chances of him getting it were that high. And we will see Paradox waiting for the mid push. He does actually land a frag onto Rio. Tries to pull out the Deagle and get the spray, but does not land anything. Chibi pushing in from the side, taking out King. Frosty getting the revenge frag onto Chibi though. And now it's all onto a 4-on-4. And as I say, the battlefields do go quiet after a quick flurry of frags. And we will see a push coming in here from the inside org side. Frost is going to stop it though, taking out Koj. Let's flick over here. We've got Tokshay. He's going to peek around the mid at any moment. Stop a teammate. He has spotted Jermaine here on mid. He won't be able to land the frag. And Tokshay's going to move on to this B-bin. He will be heard though. Jermaine being shut down by Paradox's scope. Very vital frag for the power side at the moment. Tokshay still peeking on this B-bin. He's rather going to sit back. He doesn't need to peek too much. He's got one player here into the mid side. He has spotted, I believe that's in Rio. Lands one shot through him through the wall. Doesn't get much of damage done. And in Rio's going to have a couple of Deagles flying into him in that A site. Tokshay's still on this B side. He wants to peek out. He's rather just going to stay because he knows Paradox is covering his cross. So doesn't need to worry about it at the moment. And he does pre-fire the spot that Oni needs to run out. He lands the first frag. He tags up in Rio. Rio's not going to peek again. He needs his health to regen. But Eric's going to come in from the side and shut down Rio with an AK there. And it's 1 round difference. But still, the advantage lays with insert org. Let's take it away. Oh, I don't want to do that. Let's take it with Koj. Deagle bro. Whenever I think of Koj, I just think of Deagle bro. And they have made a very strong push into this mid side. He will spot a player into that A, which is Lubishmir. Should be finishing Lubishmir off. Frosty getting the reply. They're taking out Koj. And let's switch over to Eric here. He's got a couple of players in front of him. And he's going to have a hard time stopping these players push him. But he'll rather just wait it out. He does get the spray through smoke onto Jermaine. Should be getting the reply on +10. King and Eric down. And now Paradox pushing in this front A. As Toxic lands the frags onto Chubi, and Paradox really punishing Ono there for not ending up the frag. I don't know how he didn't die, as only his chest and head would have been exposed to Ono. And now Paradox literally just trying to draw the fire out, trying to draw that player out. Him and Lubishby working together to draw out Rio. And Rio sitting around this corner. He's going to have to find both of them at the same time, and that's going to make it very difficult for himself. He spots one, but unfortunately Paradox just hides around that corner. Does finish off Rio there with the Deagle. And now it's going to be 6-6 at the half. And Insert Org are really going to have to dig their feet in here and stop any form of power pushing in to win this map and push it to a third map here. And let's quickly see. I've got a couple of messages here. And we have Rob, one of my classmates, messaging me. And yeah, he says he wants a shout out. No, he's got a shout out. And I'm pretty sure I've done everything else at the moment. We have Dark One. Can you say hi back to Ionic, Fighter, and Sync? Thanks, you're great. Thank you guys for that one. Jumping out to the Card TV channel. We don't have much else going on here at the moment. All still in French. All still very confusing to me. Now, let's jump back in the game before the round starts. Oh, that's really. Oh, waiting for me. My bad. No, I'm ready up. Right, having a look at the frags quickly. We can see the Paradox is on 15 for 6. Second place is going to go to Jermaine, 12 for 10, with his 3 assists under his belt. We have Frost on 10 for 8, Chibi on 9 for 11, and pretty much just descending from there onwards. No real even play from both teams. It's kind of like, you know, you've got a couple of the better players tonight, or the ones on form and the ones slightly less on form. And I just hope it works out for them at the moment. Now, again, as my usual form, I'm going to follow up to the scopes here on the start, see what they're doing. Nades going out from both sides here. Toxic getting heavily tagged up with the pushing tail. Lubishmi himself getting a nade tag in. Toxic dropping Chubi. Jermaine getting the frag onto Toxic. Revenge fragging coming there very quickly. Eric's going to drop the frag onto Jermaine. Honor getting a shot there onto King. He spotted another one in that mid side. He's going to try and re-peek it. but he won't be able to get it from that sandbags area, and I think he's going to try and get the peek again here onto mid. He's feeling his chances up versus an AK. Now, let's see what's happening on the other side of the field. We have a 3 versus 3, which is probably... Just going to have a look as the system, Premier 11, is throwing me off here. Going to be Eric in this A site. Paradox has spotted one on that single palms. Trying to scope in. The smoke has gone out, which means that player will be isolated. We won't be able to see if anyone pushes him or if anyone runs past him. The player has actually opted to move out on his rear, and he lands the frag onto Eric. And Koje bringing out the deagle onto Paradox there. And Koje finishing off that round, taking out Labashmir, holding that A site very well for his team. And the 1 round advantage now in favour of Insert Org. Now, from the one scope to the other one. Let's go on to Paradox, see what he's doing. He's got that bomb in hand. Seems that this team's also going for a bit of a split and pick. And Ono does get the advantage of Paradox in that one. Shuts him down. Very good play there from Ono. As he completely interpreted where Paradox was going to go. What could have been luck? Now let's see how Power bring this one back. The man down. And on strike, that's no easy task to bring back. Then again, with these teams, we've seen great things happen. King has spotted the scope there at the bottom. Let's see what Ono's doing. He hasn't actually spotted him back, so not going to worry about him too much. Jermaine getting tagged up in mid. King's going to finish him off from the side. And now King would have been called. So Ono's going to come back now, and he will be able to peek him at any point in time yet. And if King doesn't watch out, he might get dropped. Although he does challenge the scope. Lands a couple of tags, but Ono's going to get the better of him, taking out King. And that's 2 men down a piece. And Froster tries to push into the site, but gets completely rejected. As the spray comes out towards him. And if he peeks around this corner, he will find Ono. Ono has retreated. Still 3 versus 3 at the moment. All health has regenerated for any players tagged up. Bombs down at the back of mid. And they might want to look to pick that up with only 30 seconds left on the clock. If a frag goes down there, they're really going to have to move and see what they can do to retrieve that bomb and still get the bomb down. And I believe someone has gone to pick it up now. They're going to have to full sprint to the bomb site to get it down in time. And Eric is making sure that there's no one behind him. He hasn't spotted anyone there, but the players played smart. Ria dropping the frag onto Eric. And if we look at Ono has actually stayed on the left-hand side of that corner, as it's not very common to peek there. And Labashmir, last man standing, won't even be able to run in and pick up the bomb in time. And there's now a 2-round advantage into or in favour of Insert Org. Coming out strong here at the moment. Let's follow on to these SMGs. Let's go on to Chibi. Chibi. He has got that SMG, of course, in hand, as I'm following an SMG. Oh, wait, you've got an AK? Okay, Chibi. He probably opted his chances and still chaining his gun within time. He has landed the first frag onto Koje, but King shuts him down. Labashmir getting another headshot in a succession of 3 headshots flying on this battlefield. Jermaine landing the frag onto Paradox. He does get tagged up by King in this overlook area. Now, it's all down to King and Labashmir versus Jermaine, Rio, and Ono. Let's pull on to Ono here. He's got the scope. And Labashmir tried to make a cross there. But after Ono misses his shot, and Rio was able to clean that one up. And it's now 3-round advantage in favor of Insert Org. So we should see Insert Org starting to play a little bit more comfortable. And Power starting to play a little bit more desperate. Trying to change stuff up. And Ono's going to try and go for this mid-peek here. He's going to spray into the smoke. He lands the frag onto Tokshay. Getting on through the smoke, see if he can go for a second one. And he waits it out. Paradox gets the reply frag there onto Chibi. And Jermaine coming out into mid-street, helping Ono out in that mid-street. He does land a frag of his own. And now that's 3 players down for Paradox. Oh, for Power. Norio stealing a frag in there as well as he sprays into the mid-street. And it seems that the crossing zone by that lower underlook area is just not their place to be. And Ono is going to finish off Froster as Froster jumps around on that back tarpaulin behind Cafe. Let's move over from SMGs to SMGs, and at the moment it seems Koje is the only SMG, so I'm going to switch it up to the AKs. I want to follow Froster here. Quite odd when you hit an SMG bind and there's only one SMG on strike. Then again, Power do like their firepower, and they do like to spray a whole lot of bullets when they need, and very high powered bullets at least. And we will see Power Eric moving here onto this B side. Toksha's going to open up this round, taking out Jermaine. King's going to have a fight on his hands, but King's Honor's going to finish him off. Froster getting the reply frag though onto Chubi. And now Enrio finishing off Toksha as he tries to cross the road. Down to 3-on-3. Quick flurry of frags, and now everyone's going to recoup. And they're probably flurrying away on TeamSpeak, trying to figure out what the hell they're going to do. They know there's, or they should know, there's only one player in A, and there's lots of players play the B side. And Paradox is going to land the frag onto Koje, and that's going to mean a green light for the power side to get into that bomb site. Covering the cross. Let's see what Instant Org here doing. And now Honor's going to take the chance and get into this site, but Lubishmi does try to peek him. Sorry, Lubishmi does see him as he crosses and finishes off Honor. And now Rio fighting it out here on this garage side, but Frost is going to get the better of him and taking Rio out. And that's the first run back in this half for the power side. So we could have a slight comeback here underway. We could smell a comeback, I could say at least. And we follow Lubishmi here as he's got this AK in hand. He has been playing this A side rather well. He's going to fall out of that wall, fall off the wall to make sure that the car can't kill him. No other nades can get him. He's going to spray into the smoke, make sure that no one's crossing to the garage side. Sprays away onto garage as well. Hasn't spotted anyone. He has got a player to his right here in mid, which he'll have to keep his eye on. Or at least when it is called. Koja's going to land the deagle onto Paradox. Lubishmi is still peeking away into that mid. And the shots now have flown out. And it is Jermaine there on the mid side taking out Tokshay. But even if they do kill Jermaine, they're still got to watch out for that mid side. It seems that Insert Org holding that mid side, which is going to stop any mid play coming up from Power Gaming. And Honor's going to shut down King as he moves into the mid. Jermaine again here, going on to Froster, and last man standing is Lubishmi, and Honor will finish him off with the second frag of the round, dropping a headshot into Lubishmi, and that is now the 4-round difference in favor of Insert Org. And we see here Jermaine on 13 frags. Where's Jermaine? Jermaine, what are you doing with that AK? That's working so well for you. Let's expose you. Let's get under your skin. Ria's going to open up here onto Tokshay. Lubishmi gets the reply frag onto Koje. Now, Jermaine has pushed up into this missile, but he hasn't expected someone to be as close as he was. And Honor's going to get the frag onto Lubishmi. Paradox is going to pick up that bomb. He should have scope with him. He's got an AK from his teammate that died. King landing the frag onto Rio. And Power for once putting Insert Org here on the back foot. Besides the previous round, or the 2 rounds ago that they won. Chibi lands the frag onto Frost though, and Paradox is going to push in. He is going to land the frag onto Chibi. Now Paradox is going to try and get that cross in, and King will finish off Ono. Now bringing it back to only a 3-round advantage in favor of Insert Org still. And it seems to actually have 2 SMGs back in play. But I will have followed King. King with that AK. He's going to get his nades and smokes out. And it seems we have a rather strong push here coming in from Power onto this A side. Kingston gets opening nade onto Chibi. Lubishmi taking out Koje as he pushes up. And it's going to be punishing him. Now let's actually flick over here to Ono. He's going to try and get this A cross in. The smokes out completely. King's going to land the frag onto Jermaine, and he does miss that shot, but he goes again for the second peek. Takes out King. And he's still got 4 players to find under the site, and Ria's alongside him though. So he's got comfort in his teammate. Make that a lot less comfort as Rio gets tagged up. I don't even know how he survived. I'm expecting a flank, but he's not getting it. And Paradox will finish off Rio. And there goes his only teammate he had alongside him. And now Honor's going to try and push up here on the B side, but he'll have Paradox behind him. Pulls out the scope. Deagle's flying up. Paradox with a 1D finishing off 1-0. And that is now only a 2-round advantage in favor of Insert Org. And Paradox on this 20 kills. He's got that bomb. It's always weird to see a scope of the bomb, I won't lie. Let's see if he doesn't. Honor's not waiting for him there this time, so we'll be able to get the peek out. Doesn't spot anyone though. Koja gets a carnade onto Lubishmi. Tokshay replying. Should be getting one of his own onto Tokshay. And now Paradox is going to move into this mid side. He hasn't spotted Honor yet. He has spotted one on the scope jump. Misses the shot. Does get tagged up. Now he'll have a whole bunch of players spraying towards him as he is called. Koja landing an amazing deagle there onto Froster. And Paradox is tagged up in Rio. Doesn't finish him off as Rio runs for his life. And Ono landing the frag there onto King. Ono playing strong for his team. And now last man standing is Paradox. He does get tagged up by nade, and Rio will finish him off. And now Insert Org have 3-round points to play. Literally a complete reversal of Crossfire. Now let's see what Insert Org are going to do with this. Let's see how they're going to play this one. Let's see if they're actually going to land this one. Finishing off. And Honor getting shut down with the reverse shot through mid. Through the window. Tokshay is just going to be smiling. Tokshay with a second one through mid. Unbelievable stuff. The luck on that is just unreal. And Insert Org just not learning. As Ono went down, Chibi goes down as well. And Toksha will be sitting with the biggest grin on his face ever. But Jermaine's going to come in with some reply, taking out King. He's got 2 players firing bullets down on him. And Eric's going to push him from the side. And Toksha does finally shut down Jermaine. 3rd kill of the round for him. And Rio's going to get the frag onto Paradox. Now, we have Enrio and Koje left. Koje getting the frag onto Toksha, and Labashmir finishing off Insta with a +10 onto Enrio and Koje. And it looks like Power wants to force an overtime. But amazing stuff there from Toksha. I bet you no doubt he's going to try that again. Let's see if he does actually move into the spot. No, he doesn't. He should have tried it again. You never know. Paradox landing the nade down to Koje. Power going up big as King gets a nade of his own. And it seems those early nade frags that I've been seeing so little of are actually not coming out. Chibi is going to land the kill onto King though. Froster getting the frag there onto Chibi. And now it's 2 versus 4 as Powers seem very strong. And there's a player in mid. Let's switch over to Jermaine. Should have one very close to him. And now he's got to pull out something big here, because if he loses this position, it's all down to Ono, who's got one little path to walk through. And Jermaine has taken out the first player there in mid. Spots one on statue. He's going to have a player to his left, and he needs to be very careful when he peeks. He does spot a player running to that underlook, but just not enough and not quick enough to get that frag in. Jermaine going for the second one of the run. He does land the kill onto Labashmir, but he's still going to be pushing him from the side. He does know where Paradox is, and Ono's dropped. Now he needs to make sure that he gets this frag in. He lands the frag onto Paradox, and the bomb is not planted for Overlook. He just needs to run in there, lay behind the bomb, and get the defuse, and he can do it, but he's not going to do it. He's rather going to keep his full health. He's probably going to fake that bomb, and that's going to wait for Froster to push in. He does spot Froster. Froster now knows that he's not actually on the bomb, and he's going to go for another fake, and he's just not going for it at the moment. And Jermaine now giving up that plant, trying to go for the frag, and Eric will just jump in there, landing that frag onto Jermaine. And it's just unfortunate play coming out there from Jermaine. I don't think... Well, fair play from him though. He wouldn't have had enough time to defuse the way that Frost moved into that site. And in the end, the round did go to Power, and it was a 2 versus 4. So really special to bring it back, but just not enough in the end. And we've seen Rio getting his nades and smokes out onto the B side. King opening up with another round beginning nade onto Koje, and that'll mean that the A site's going to be open again. Rio flanking, or not flanking, but pulling into coverage cover the site that's now open. And he's going to have that AK in hand. He'll have an SMG with him as well to make life a little bit easier. But now he's got to cover the B road up into Ono and try and cover this A cross if it does come out. I believe he's got the 2 players in mid. Let's see what the rest of Power are doing though. They have pretty much split up, and 3 of them are still sitting in this mid side. And that was a frag coming out there from Jermaine as he takes out King, who pushed into that B site. Now it's a 4 versus 4. This can go down to either a tie for Power, which will force an overtime, or a map win for Insert Org. And it seems that Power really want that overtime. They don't want to have to make a go into the 3rd map. And Rio giving away his position there very stupidly as Eric comes in from the side, taking him out. Paradox with an eagle onto Jermaine. Last man standing is Ono. 1 versus 4 here. He takes out Toksha. He's got Paradox to his side. He needs to make sure that he doesn't get taken up from Paradox though. And he has played his position very well. Play there mids, not peeking. And he does now finally peek. Auto climbs onto the barricade, but it's not fast enough. And Ono unable to land that frag. And now Paradox or Power's going to be sitting in here. They are not going to give this one away. They need this round. Otherwise, Insert Org get a round point and force a 3rd map. And instead, just missing that very close scope in. So Froster finally finishes them off, and we will be going into an overtime. 3 rounds on each side for each team. First team 2-4 rounds will win this overtime, and for Insert Org that could mean a match point, and for Power that could mean a win, and that would mean knocking Insert Org out of this competition. Actually, wait for the players to jump in here and ready up. I'm quickly gonna have a look at the messages here as we have. And now Pee-wee's asking me for a shout out. Pee-wee, shout out to you, definitely to you. I hope everyone's enjoying the evening. I know there's a couple of cups going on, so good luck to all the teams playing in the cups at the moment. And of course, everyone's having as much fun as I am at the moment. My throat is a little dry, I will admit, so excuse me if I swallow a few extra times. but I really cannot get up to go get myself a drink. There's no way I can give that up now. Too far into this. Let's bring you back to the action on the ready up field. As Tokshay still sits on the wrong team. You know what? Excuse me for a split second. I'm just going to grab myself something to drink. I'll be right back. Oh wow, that's much better. Much better. And we'll have the ready up as I get back. Brilliant timing. Thank you, two teams, for mentally understanding that I need to go for a drink. Right, now let's get back into this. Now overtime, as I said, 3 rounds per side. And these teams need to fight it up to 4 rounds, otherwise we'll go. But it ends up at 3-3 again. We'll go into a second overtime. Once the pressure just builds after every overtime. Paradox is going to be scoping onto this mid area. Chibi's going to open us up here onto Labashmir. Chibi going again here onto Froster. Paradox landing that great headshot there onto Ono. But I believe that Insogor have already made their way into that A site, and all 4 players will be in on that A site already. Nades will now start coming out from Power if they have any left. Chibi sitting on that palm. See if we can peek around here, and Paradox landing that no scope onto Chibi. Paradox going again here onto Jermaine. Now it's all down to Kojay, who has to hold us against 2 Power players. He doesn't land the first frag. He lands a couple of tags, but not enough. And Power going to move in here and finish him off. And that's the first round in this overtime to Power. Very well played to bring it back. And very unfortunate for Chibi to see Paradox's barrel as he peeks around that corner. Now let's take it back to the other scope. Let's see what Ono's doing. Let's see how he's going to combat Paradox's moves. And he's going to expect Paradox to go to a different side now, as Ono was there the first round. Oh, and he just barely misses that shot onto the player running towards the double palms. Cross is going to open up us with a nade onto Jermaine. Gosh, you're getting tagged up heavily as well. And now it looks like the Interdog players are going for another A push. And wow, Ono with a great headshot there onto Froster. Out of nowhere, really. And now Ono's going to move in with this bomb site. He's going to go to the back of Cafe to try and get that peek onto Bins. He's actually going to get his nades and smokes up. Paradox landing a headshot onto Kojay. King adding onto that, taking out Rio. But Ono coming up big here again, taking out Paradox. Now it's only 3 players to find. Paradox is tagged up, and Paradox gets the jump in, taking out Ono. And Paradox just fighting back, showing the SMGs and AKs how scope holds A. Brilliant play from him. Let's jump onto the AKs, actually the SMG. I want to see Kojay. I want to see what he's doing on this A site. He will have a rather fast push, but he's going to take the mid-shop option, as he has been doing so for the first few rounds. He's going to get the cross in as the smoke's still relatively up. And he's going to push into this A side. It's a very fast push. Labashmir is going to land the first nade onto Jermaine. Eric coming up, taking out Kojay. Chibi pushing in there, replying onto Eric though. And now we'll see the 2 power players. I swear, Paradox drew Chibi out with Deagle fire, and the nade just landed on his face. And Rio's going to get the frag onto King there though. Rio getting tagged up heavily, as I believe that's wow, Ono bringing out the headshot on. Oh, sorry, Paradox bringing out the headshot onto Ono. As I fumble, and Paradox finishing off the round in style, taking out and Rio with the Deagle. Paradox an absolute beast. 3 rounds, 9 kills, 1 death. Really, people? That's just, I mean, wow. Wow. Well played, Paradox. We will wait up for the ready up here, as we will switch sides after only 3 rounds. And now, Power have got 3 match points really to play with here. They just need to make sure that Insert Org don't get 1 round. And that'll mean that Insert Org are out of the competition. And that Power are through to the next round, as Power will have their 2nd map point that they need so much. Actually, wait for Jermaine to ready up here. I'm guessing they're having some quick team chats, trying to find out what's going on, and just making sure that no one's doing anything stupid at the moment, and that they that everyone plays up to form. And I should have had a look at Paradox in that last round. He just played so stunningly. Such clean playing movement, and I mean drawing out Chibi with that nade. I mean to nade up like that, spray a couple of shots onto statue like that. I mean, I would personally have peeked. I'm thinking, oh, this guy's got a deagle, I got an AK. You know, what's his chances? And then for Paradox to come out on top with a nade is just well played from him, well thought out. And then as we wait for this last two players ready up, let's see a couple. I got a few. You like to swallow, don't you? Yes, Kex, I love to swallow. Kex is still, I'm guessing he's still a little bit upset from losing last night. But it's okay, Kex, we can understand that you went 0 for 8. 0 for 8. I'm disappointed, Kex. I'm very disappointed. I expected better from you. But anyway, if you guys still haven't figured it out, I am shoutcasting alone. Forever alone. And I like to swallow. Anyway, let's jump back into this match as we will have the second half underway from this overtime. And at the moment, power up 3 rounds. And let's follow the man of this overtime. I mean, Paradox, 9 frags, 3 rounds. He's going to have that bomb in hand. Now, let's hope that Ono doesn't get that peek in him like he did the other round. And Paradox spotting Ono. Should be getting, oh sorry, Jermaine getting tagged up. Paradox getting tagged up by Nate himself. And coming up from Paradox as he sprays through. Frost is going to open us up here in this overtime round. Taking out Juby. And now Power on the strong foot here. Oh, but Paradox misses an easy shot. And Ono really does fight him back for that. Dropping Paradox. 4-4 at the moment. King spraying away into that mid. He knows one's there. But Jermaine is just not going to be sitting in the right spot. And Ono gets tagged up by an AK from those mid shops. King finally finishing off Ono with a headshot. I don't even know where that came from. And now Jermaine, who's sitting in mid. Let's flick over to him. He's going to have a very good spot. He does peek one. He does bait out the shots. And Jermaine and Rhea coming up big. Taking out King. And now it's all down to Eric and Lubishmir. They've still got more rounds to play with. Not that they want to play with the rounds, but, you know, they can use it to their advantage. They're like, okay, it's fine. You know, we don't have to get all hyped up because we lost 1 round. We can calm this down. We can play it the next round as well. And they're probably having their teammate Shadow Battle. Of course, they're not going to give up this round. Jermaine trying to get that peek onto Froster, and he does. And he lands the shot there onto Froster. It seems the paradox for this half is Jermaine as he finishes off Lubishmir. And that strong play from Jermaine on that mid shops. And it's just, you know, these players are just exchanging frags. And not just 1 or 2, but I mean, hat-tricks in rounds. It's just brilliant work. Now let's go on to Ono here. Second round of the half on overtime. Past the half, actually. No opening nade frags this round. And Chibi actually opening us up with an AK onto Tokshay. And that'll mean that the push for power is going to be subdued, at least towards that A site. Oh no, looking for that peek onto the B stairs. He's not going to find one. There's one in top flowers, and he needs to watch out that he doesn't walk around the outside and actually get spotted here. And he's going to spot one there in Link, but Eric Froster looking through the bottom of those flower shops, and he does spot Ono in the end. And now Paradox has spotted the rotate here. Then again, he has got bomb and he's moving back to A. So I'm pretty sure that I don't know if they're trying to confuse Insert Org. I don't know why they at least learnt their lesson and they're not pushing Jermaine in mid shops again, as Jermaine has been holding it like literally a turret in Half-Life. Paradox is going to be looking to peek into mid. He doesn't spot Jermaine. He's looking for him though. He's definitely looking for Jermaine. And of course the spray's coming through those windows trying to look for him even further. Now Paradox is just going to walk into here, but Jermaine does get the better of Paradox. And Rio opening up with a frag onto King here. And now it's all down to Froster as he gets shut down. Chibi and Jermaine finishing off their round. And now we're either going into a second overtime or Power winning this, people. This is the last round of this first overtime. Where is Jermaine? This absolute beast at the moment with his AK. He's been playing mid-shop so strong, stopping anyone push in, stopping anyone really getting advantage of the front A. And Ono's going to open up with an evidence talk shape. Jermaine grabbing a frag onto Paradox. And he has been able to gun down anyone else. But King's going to come in here taking out Chubi and Jermaine. And Rio finally getting the revenge frag onto King. But now it's Eric and Labishmir versus Rio and Koje. Make that only Labishmir as Koje lands a great frag there onto Froster. And now Labishmir is on this cafe site. He has had a couple of bullets put into him, so his health is red. And he has got the scope shooting down on him. He has put one front of the cafe, but Koje will get the better of him. And now it is 3-3 and we'll be going into the second overtime. And now Kex is asking me to marry him. And Kex, we've been through this before. We've already had one divorce. I'm not, you know, what's that saying? Fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice. Oh no, sorry. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Not happening again. Sorry, Kex. That's just how it is. Anyway, we'll be moving into the second overtime between these two teams. Power still with a 1 map point under their belt. And Insert Org yet to claim one. Of course, player or the team that now loses this next matchup will the team of this matchup will be going through to the finals. And the plane knocked out. Of course, there is no lower brackets, if I'm not mistaken. No, there is lower brackets. I lie. So the player of this still actually has a second chance. Oh, I'm dribbling, and I'm thinking about the wrong matchup. I really don't want to dribble. I hate dribbling. Mr. waiting for Onyx to connect. He's probably gone to the bathroom. I wouldn't blame him. And this matchup has been going on. Is that an hour and 47 minutes? I wouldn't be surprised. And I have a glass of water. I cannot tell you now when I went to grab that glass of water. I didn't even switch on the lights. I just ran for where I thought the glasses were and where I thought the jug of water was. And they kind of connected. And then I just held my finger over the top ring to figure out where to stop. So it's worked out in my favour, and I have got a glass of water though. And I swear, if Mennace is watching the stream and he's still nomming away on his spaghetti and cheese or whatever have you, then I will kill someone. I'm not complaining, I'm just saying. And a quick rundown, if I haven't repeated this one enough and it's not sunk in yet. Xfire group, if you want announcements 15 minutes before the match. Twitter, if you want to know anything really happening in COD TV. Facebook, if you want to have event invites for the matches. And of course, Tech9 threads if you troll. So either way, you guys will find out about matches. And of course, on the COD TV website itself, you guys will be able to see on the top right hand side, we have that little just announcement board to say when matches are up. And a quick shout out to our sponsors of Mondial Servers and Daily Motion, who have been so kind to us and allowed us to bring you the stream. And it's weird, I have to point this out, right? We have about 200 odd viewers when the stream's on. And as soon as I put up the partner's picture, it goes down to 150. But as soon as the game comes up, it's back up to 200, like instant. Which is weird. And I was thinking to myself now, because when I put on the Forever Alone JPEG, it jumped up to 270. That makes me wonder. You guys just want to see me, like, you know, make fun of myself. I don't mind. That's what it takes for viewers. It doesn't bother me. And I hope I'm seeing a lot of you guys at I-42. I will be popping around there. And I can't say what's happening as of yet, but I will be there. I really want to be there. I really want to meet some faces. And have a couple of chats and just see what's going on. And I have a message from PHT, Mennace in fire tonight. I'm really hoping that means on fire, because in fire, that's not a compliment. That's far from a compliment. But I'll take it as on fire. That would be nice. And halftime, you guys know my little drill. Scopes first. Let's see what they're doing. Honor's gonna go for the quick peek. See if he can get in one on the cross. If he doesn't land anything, split and pick at the moment. As King opens this up here in the second overtime with Chubi. And Power now having... It seems that both these teams love defense. They're playing that way at the moment, at least. And they just seem to be strong on the defensive sides. Spray's coming out through the walls. And now the battlefield's gone quite a bit. Seems that they're going to go for one frag before quieting down. Owner spotted one on that single palm after his teammates got it. He does take a shot, but doesn't land it. And it's a very difficult shot, so I can't blame him for missing it. Now Owner's going to have a look into the site. He does think he spots Paradox's raid little turban, but that's not him. That is the back end of a car. Now Honor trying to peek up into the B shops, doesn't spot anyone. King taking out Rio under a car. Honor getting the frag, or revenge frag onto King. And now Insert Org are really going to have to look to claw this one back. They've realized that they're not going to be getting many rounds on attack, so every single run is extremely vital. And just one run on attack can make all the difference. They seem to be able to rack the frags up on defense. And there he goes. Koje takes out Tokshe. And Honor's going to move into this front. He has got one right in front of him. And Frost has gotten the better of Honor. And he has gotten the better of Jermaine as well. Now, last man standing is Koje. And Frost is going again here with a hat-trick onto Koje. Brilliant play from Froster to clean that round up and put Power in the lead here in the second overtime. Now, other side of the scoreboard, let's go for Paradox, see what he's doing. Let's see if he's going to go for that mid-shot peaks. No, he's not. He's going to try and see if he can get Ono again. Ono likely to get that mid-cross. And King opening us up here onto Koje. Toksha adding onto that with a nade onto Jermaine. And it seems that now King is the man of the overtime. Toksha landing a frag onto Chubi, saying, King, you can't have all the glory. I want some as well. And Ringo finally getting the reply, taking out King. Ono getting the nade onto Labishmir to even it out slightly. Still 1 minute advantage in favor of Power Gaming. Paradox falling back to this orange car. He doesn't want to expose himself too much, but on the same time he wants to get as much cover as he can. And he's going to watch that cafe. Now he's going to move back to looking through mid. Maybe even peek on B site. He does look into mid. He's not going to find anyone there. As he might see someone in a second. Just misses it. There's a player now in mid shops, or behind mid shops. In the form of Enrio, who has got that bomb in hand. He's going to be making his way front A. You'll have a player, I believe, in the form of Toksha sitting on that corner. Let's give it to Eric. It's Froster. And he will see Ono any second unless Ono gets the better of him. But Ono does get the better of him, taking out Froster. Paradox misses the shot as Ono jumps around the corner. And Ono really punishing Paradox for that one. Toksha will finish him off, and that's going to come down to a one-on-one. And now, Instant Org really need this round. They can win the rounds on defense. They can't win the rounds on attack. And he should have spotted Toksha. I've not been able to spot him as well. So I'm pretty sure Nrio seen him. Let's flick over to Toksha. Toksha's going to wait. Toksha's going to wait for Nrio to make that peak. He's waiting for Nrio to make the mistake. But Nrio's not. He's going to lay down there. But it is going to be difficult because now Nrio's going to try and keep track of Toksha. And on the same note, try and get cover. And stay close to that bomb. And he has tagged up Nrio substantially. He's probably going to push in here. But Nrio pulls out the deagle and finishes him off onto the head. And that's the first round for Insert Org. And that's only the second round on the second overtime. And this is really looking good for Insert Org. They just need to hold on to this. They need to keep this going. And we'll see a third map here. And now let's follow on to Paradox. Completely new round. Fresh start. Both of these teams, they need to stay calm in these overtime situations. They need to play it cool. If they don't, they can give away silly frags, walk into silly positions and not cover your teammates. Paradox spotting one there in mid, but Labishmi will finish him off. So no worries on that one. Helping his team out, is that teamwork it's all about. Jermaine making his way into that mid area, does spot Paradox but doesn't get the frag. Honor getting the SMG onto Labishmir. And now, I believe it is Jermaine. I want to flick over to Jermaine in this mid shops. He is sitting there. Toksha's going to land the frag onto Paradox. His teammate not going to be happy with that one. Exactly what I mean. They need to stay calm and not give away these frags. Jermaine's going to get shut down by Toksha's deagle in the head. On getting the reply frag onto King. And now it's all done to Labishmir. Or Toksha, actually. Sorry. Damn you, Pro Mod 11.
Explosives planted.
And now he's going to look to clear out these three players. He knows one's to his left. But that player there on the left is not going to peek up. And that is Ono. Ono's going to draw some fire. But it's just wasting time. I mean, now his other teammates can get into positions even better to cover from where Toksha is coming. Or cover, yeah, even better from where Toksha is coming. And Chibi will get Toksha in the back. And that's the second round for Instant Org. And now Instant Org just need to play the way they did in the first overtime and keep this going. They need to keep this strong. They've got the motivation now. They've got 2 rounds. It is the second overtime. You know, it's going to be a little nerve-wracking. But I mean, these players just need to hold on to it at the moment. I just need to remember to ready up. I should wait for lots of Instant Org to ready up on this second overtime. Wow. It is now getting a little bit high-strung. It is now getting a little bit tense. And it is now getting a little bit very fun. Let's see what's going on here in the French channel. I still don't understand the thing, so it's pointless me looking, but I'm still going to look. COD TV UK channel. A lot of people joined. A lot of people not saying much. That's okay. I'll take it as a compliment, like you guys are glued to your screen so much that you can't send me a message. That's fine, I understand that. By the way guys, if you can, please afterwards jump into the Tech9 post. It'll be the COD TV UK FullTilt Poker Challenge. I'm probably just going to be updated by now, saying Power versus Insert.org. You know, have a jump on there. Just let me know if there's anything I need to fix, if there's something you guys want to see, if there's something you guys don't want to see, don't want to hear, if you guys want me to get fired, you know, anything like that. Just let those people know. I have no control over it. It is, you know, of course, managed by the managers of COD TV, so they'll take that up directly with me if I need to change anything, or if anything needs to be changed or added, or so on and so forth. Again, shout out to our sponsors, Mondial Servers and Thingy. At the moment, we're just going to be waiting for Tokshay to ready up. I don't know if he's streaming at the moment. Could be. It'd be pretty cool to see. His ping's 33, but then again, I don't think there's much difference between streaming and not streaming for him. I don't think I've seen the internet line as strong, I believe. No, then again, Eric's a pretty beast on its own. That's always so weird for me. Lovishman is actually sitting on the 7th ring. I don't know if that's down to his area or if that's down to his unfortunate connection at the moment to the server. We'll be waiting for his players. Paradox is loving his ready up key. As you can see, ready up players waiting 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. And it seems the rest of the players are still keeping their aim warm, shooting at some randomly alive players. I don't know what he's trying to do. I think everyone's just trying to keep warmed up at the moment, just moving, just shooting. Make sure their aim's on form. Let's see. I was crossing South African Sundays between Bravado and Entropy, and they were really using timeouts to their advantage, and you know, really using it to rekindle a little fire in their team, and you know, give some new strats and new hope. When you come to these two teams at the moment, by no means anything less than the top players, and they don't actually use timeouts at all. I think it's just a mental state for these guys. I think they all just understand that they need to play and get this done with. And we will be seeing the second half of the second overtime come underway here. And now, have a look at the scores. We can see Honor the Great is currently on 6 frags. Seems he's the man to watch out for at the moment, and I'm going to be following him. He seems going to make a push onto that B shops, which will give him nice covering, nice view to cover the street. And he does, but when he tags him up, and that's Lubishmere, tagged nearly to no health. He's going to have one pushing up behind him, and he needs to watch out. He really jumps away from that fire. Brilliant movement from Ono. Wow, that's actually just unbelievable from him. And now we're going to see the rest of the team jumping into their places, making sure they've got everything covered. And now Power needs to claw this one back. They've got the next 3 rounds to find if they want to win it. 2 for an overtime. And only 2 for Insert.org if they want to win this. Now, the battlefield has gone extremely quiet. Nearly 30 seconds have passed and no frags have gone. Ono scoping in on his teammate, but he'll recognize the uniform and find out that is Jermaine. And Ono trying to peek in onto that B-Link car, and he doesn't land the frag. I believe that'll be King sitting on that side. And Paradox actually shutting down. King getting the better of Ono just after Paradox shuts down Jermaine with Deagle there. And Chibian and Rio, the Mead brothers, coming out here to bring a round back for their team. Paradox and Frost are down. And we have Chibian, Rio, Koje versus Tokshay, King, and Lubishmere. And scopes down for both sides. Power King is going to pick up the bomb. Lubishmere is going to move in. He's going to get tags up. And Lubishmere and Tokshay with quick succession frags. And now it's all down to Rio. He's got to move in all the way from this B shop site as he does cover the B bomb. He's expecting one to jump on the bin, but no one does. And now he's going to look towards that B side. Towards that A side. He does take out Lubishmere. Tags one. No, he doesn't tag one up on the bomb. I'm surprised. Gets sprayed up from the taps area. And now the taps player is going to cover his teammate. Let's see who we have here. King sitting on the bomb. Tokshay sitting on those taps. And these two are literally going to exchange fire to draw out the bullets of Rio. The more time they can waste, the more time they can, the less time they can give for Rio to bring this round back. And as Rio does get the tags up onto King, Tokshay's going to bring it back and take Rio out. And now we will see a 2-2. It's still entirely possible for this to win it. And now the French are mentioning my name, but I don't know what they're saying. This is unfair. Anyway, I'm going to take a look at the Paradox here on this round. 2-2 at the moment. As I've mentioned, second overtime. Jermaine's going to open up with a frag onto Frosty here, but Paradox is going to shut him down. And you can actually say that Jermaine's done his run is easy for the round. He has gotten 1 kill. If any player gets 1 kill, they're doing their part. Jermaine, oh, was a line. Chibi actually got shut down. Jermaine gets shut down now as Paradox gets a second kill. Koja's going to get the reply frag onto Tokshay. Labashmi getting the kill onto Kojay. And it's down to 2 versus 3. And Rio coming around from B side, he fell somewhere as his health bar just jumped down there for about a moment. And Paradox lags it for a second, and Honor actually tags him up to 99. And let's see what Honor's doing. Honor's looking for Paradox, but he won't be able to find him. Bomb's gone down. Paradox with the scope there onto Rio. But now Honor's got to go 1 versus 3. Honor's got to bring this back for his team. And if he actually loses this, Power have a chance to win this this overtime. And I will be looking, but Paradox is not peeking, and the bullets are just being drawn out as King, I believe, there sprays a couple of rounds and then allows Paradox to peek around the corner. And that will be 3-2, and now Power actually have a match point on their hands here. So if they can hold on to this, you know, then they might actually have a chance to win this one and knock Insert out. And Tox is going for that mid spray, and he's doing it for quite a few rounds. Paradox is going to get the nade frag, opening up for his team here onto Jermaine. And that's a mid play down, but they know that Chubi's there as well. And Paradox with the second one onto Chubi. And that's not 2 players down for Insert Org. This is a very vital round, and Insert Org already 2 players down. They've really been pushed onto the back foot. And they're going to have to start making decisions here. Honor going to start that decision and say, you know what, King, we need you out. Paradox going for 3rd one of the round. Come on, Paradox. He's really coming up strong for his team at the moment. And now it's all down to Enrio and Honor. Make that only Enrio as Eric's Froster takes out Ono. Now Enrio gets a kill. He's got 1 versus 3 to fight. He had the situation but a few rounds ago, and he was pretty much close to doing it. He took out one, tagged another, but he got taken out by the 3rd. Coming in from a different angle this time. And this is now starting to get slightly closer. Paradox with the CU crab, trying to draw his attention away. And the spam does come out, so I'm going to kill that chat. Now Enrio moving in. He's going to try and do as much as he can. He does spot Tokshay, but Tokshay's going to hide. There's only 15 seconds left on the bomb. He's going to move in here onto the statue side. He does spot Tokshay. He does get the tags in again. He pulls out the deagle, but he comes around the corner. Tokshay's going to kill it. Oh, kill Rio. And that's the end of that. And Insert Org unfortunately lose that one. But well played from them. They put up a hell of a fight. 2 overtimes. First map lost 13-9 on what I believe to be one of Power's strongest maps. And ladies and gentlemen, Power through to the next round. Brilliant play from them. They really pulled it together when they need to. They seem to really enjoy overtimes when it does come down to it, and are able to show why they are the current number 1s. And that is that match down. And next, I believe, I'm pretty sure that it is now the finals after this. Of course, not tonight, as it is getting a little bit late. But ladies and gentlemen, from my side, I just want to quickly run through the list here. Again, Twitter, twitter.com/CODTV. Facebook, just search CODTV. We'll send you a couple of events notifications, and you'll be able to just respond to those, and of course be notified when the matches start. Xfire group, we send out messages on those, of course, or announcements, which then pop up on your screen to say a match is about to start. We have the Tech9 threads, of course, running in case you want to jump on those. ILC channels, hashcod.tv for the French channel, hashcod-tv.uk for the English channel, which of course I am in at all times. And that's actually that. Power then in the end did take it. That's 2 map points to them. Of course, I mean, Insert Org put in a hell of a fight. But ladies and gentlemen, for tonight, that is all from me, Mennace. I hope everyone has an awesome evening, and I can't wait to bring you the next game. But for now, good night.